In this lesson, we're going to learn about Eloquent. In MVC parent, model responsible for representing business data and logic, a model object is responsible for retrieving and processing data in a certain table. Now, in Laravel, the model is handled by Eloquent ORM. According to Laravel official site, the Eloquent ORM includes with Laravel provides a beautiful, simple active record implementation for working with your database. Now, you might be asking, what is active record? Basically, it's a pattern in accessing data in our database. So here, each database table has a corresponding model which is used to interact with that table. Models allows you to query for data in your tables, as well as insert new records into the table. Now, ORM, or Object Relational Mapping, is a database abstraction layer that provides a single interface to interact with multiple database types. So whether you're using MySQL or PostgreSQL or whatever, you'll have the same interface for selecting data, inserting data, and so on. So that's about Eloquent ORM in a glance. Now let's see how to use it in action. Let's go ahead and open up our terminal. And here, let's make a model to represent the products table by saying PHP artisan make model product. Hit enter. Alright, model created successfully. Let's open up our product model. Here we have an empty class product which extends the model from Illuminate Database Eloquent Model. Note that the model name should be written in capital and in a singular form, but our table is a plural form. So, for example, if we had a class people, Eloquent will assume that that class is represent a database table called person. So this is the naming convention that you should follow when working with model. Model class, singular with camel case, for example, product, purchase order, and so on. The first letter of each word capitalized. Database table, plural with snake case, for example, products, purchase underscore orders, and so on. So underscores separating words. Now, just in case for some reason you cannot follow the convention in naming your model or table, then in your model you can specify a protected property called table and set the name in here. Now let's try this model and perform some operations such as retrieve, create, update, and delete, which is pretty common in database application development. Now I'm gonna use iTerm2 just to make sure that you can see what I'm doing. So here, let me open Tinker. And before we perform some operation, let's firstly import our product model namespace. Okay, to retrieve all products, we can call the model name product followed by double colons, then call all method. And here, we'll get back all products. But this could be hard to read. So let's only take some product. In my case, here we'll get Illuminate Database Eloquent Builder. The builder is a class that provides a convenient, fluent interface for creating and running database queries. So to actually get the records, we can chain in with get method call. And now we get Illuminate Database Eloquent Collection, which contains 3 array of objects wrapped in all. Note that collection is a class that provides a fluent, convenient wrapper for working with arrays of data. This means when you get back a collection, You can then manipulate the data inside it by using any methods that are provided by the class. For example, here we can manipulate the data that we get back by chain in with all method to retrieve the actual array. Or we can take only the first item from the collection here by calling first. Similarly, we can take the last item from collection by calling last. So here, product tag 3 get, we execute database query and return back a result represented by collection instance. Within collection instance, we can manipulate the data inside it by making use the provided method. Now here, we can call product first to get the first record in the products table. Here, we get back a product instance. To get back a record by provided ID, we can say product find, let's say 1, 2, we can also put an array in the find method. Let's say we want to get products with ID 1, 2, and 3. We get Eloquent collection contains company object with ID 1, 2, and 3. If you want to find any record, not by ID, but by other column, here you can make use the where method. Let's say you want to get back product with the price is, let's say, 300. And then you can get only the first record by using first, or replace the first with get if you want to get all match records. You can also use dynamic where method like so. And here we'll get the exact same result. If you need to order the result, you can use order by method. Specify the column name, for example by name. And call get method. If you need reverse order, you can use order by dash, like so. Here the data sorted descendingly. Alright, now let's see how to insert new data. We can firstly create a product instance, product, new product. Then we can set the model's attributes like so. Product name, let's say my product, and then product, price, and then product category ID, and now to persist this data into our database, we can do that by saying product save. Here we get back through. If we check out our table, here we have a new record. Now we can also insert a new record by providing an associative array and pass it to create method. So let's provide an array Then here we can call product create and pass the product to. But if we hit return, we'll get an error, mass assignment exception. This is because, by default, Laravel not allows us to mass assign the data in model creation using create method to avoid a mass assignment vulnerability. To fix this, in our model, we can define protected, guarded, equal empty array, or we can also use the fill label and specify the columns that will be allowed. Now we can go back to our terminal, restart the Tinker, and try again to create the product using create method. Now it's worked. Now let's see how to update existing record. To update a record, we need to have a model instance. Then we might add some necessary changes and then persist the change into our database. So here, I'll find a product, now, let's say I want to change the price to 50. Here I just say product, price. Then I can save this change by saying product, save. If I now inspect the product instance, here the price has changed. Another way to update the record is by using update method. This method accepts an array contains column and value pairs representing the columns that should be updated. So here, I'll update the name and price of this product. If I hit enter, here I get true. If I now inspect the product, here the name and price have changed. Last, let's see how to delete a record in our database table. To delete a record, we can get a model instance. Then we can call the delete method. Here I get true. If I inspect the table, the product is no longer there. You can also delete a record without need to instantiate a model by using destroy method. Let's say I want to remove the product with ID 22. Here I get 1, which means one record successfully removed. We can also supply an array contains list of IDs. And now we get back 3 or 3 records successfully removed. Alright, we have learned the basic of Eloquent and we've seen how to perform some basic card operations in Tinker. Please check out this link for more detailed information about Eloquent. Let's continue to the next lesson and learn about Eloquent relationship.